Welcome back to, whoa, my microphone's loud. Welcome back to Dadonomics, episode 5 already. We are a little bit late in getting it out to you, so I want to apologize for that. I wasn't feeling well on Saturday and Sunday. Josh had some issues with his power. So, as always, we appreciate you guys spending this hour with us instead of listening to all the other media on the webs. And if you would, please hit the subscribe button. Please like the video, comment down below, and as always, please mash that little bell notification so you can know when the next episodes come out. And if you're listening on Spotify, please make sure you're subscribed over there. As always, I am CJ.
I'm Josh.
And let's get it going. So I did think one thing already that I thought was funny this week. The power, not the Powerball, the Mega Millions was up over $1 billion, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in true typical fashion, we don't buy any tickets until it's over $1 billion. But I went and I was like, I visioned these numbers and I wrote them all down and I don't do things like that. But I was like, these numbers are really sticking out. I was like, Aim, should I play these to my wife? And she's like, yeah, absolutely. So we go and we buy the tickets and we're, that whole night we're talking about, yeah, when we win, we're going to pay off the house. We're going to buy the farm. We're going to sell the cars and get new cars. Bro, I didn't match a single freaking number. I had 6 chances to just get a number and I didn't even get that.
Dude, that's your first mistake right there, is making plans with money you don't have. It's like,
Well, everybody.
whenever I'm going out for a new contract or something that I'm really not even thinking it's going to happen.
Right.
It's always, when I get this money, man, after month 1, I'm going to pay this off, pay that off. And they're like, all right, so we couldn't get you the contract. Yep. It's like, yeah, you never make plans with money you don't have.
That's a good point, especially not when it's in the billions. I mean, we're talking life-changing decisions, and so obviously we're a little let down when that didn't happen.
Yeah, man, I meant to play because it was in the billions, and I did not. I even went on TikTok and was like, man, people are out here doing all the historical evidence, seeing what are the most likely numbers, what are the most repetitive ones. I screenshotted them and all, and then I never went and got the
Yep. So I mean, I did play again, so who knows? Another chance tonight. Maybe I'll at least get a number. So, but we'll see. But yeah, that was my fun little story for the week. Since the rest of the week was just pure chaos anyway. I was sick last week, and then like I said, wasn't feeling good again this weekend coming up. My voice is finally coming back, but I don't know. Everybody else is, they're good for right now. So knock on wood. Let me find some. You hear that?
I heard it. All right, so I'm going to directly contradict myself.
All right.
So, the wife and the kid were both sick.
Yeah.
And they got over it. And, of course, I really never get sick. As far as I think it's all good these days. The COVID goes, never got it, all good.
Yeah.
Man, when I tell you, I got sick this week.
Did you really?
Yeah, sore throat, felt a little weak. Yeah, well, it was actually last week coming into this week.
Yeah.
So it's been, I'm starting to feel a good bit better now, but nothing that stopped me from doing anything.
Sure.
I mean, I still hit the lake so I could record Death Professor on the water.
Have to do that.
That's the whole reason. Went out there.
You went out to the lake to film Death Professor.
Of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I was coming off that last episode, I'm like, I never get sick. And then literally 3 days later, I wake up and I'm like, son of a bitch.
I mean, I knew it had to happen eventually, right? Because I mean, you've been saying that for years. Absolutely.
Well, it took years, okay? Years.
Yeah.
But it got me.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I didn't think we made it all the way until February of this year before we got COVID in the household. So,
man.
But one thing that was funny about Amy being sick though was her lack of inhibitions. Effectively, her overall coordination was just messed up. Yesterday, or sorry, not yesterday, 2 days ago. When she's, in the process of getting recovered and all through everything, she was making dinner, and I don't remember what she went to get, but she went to get something out of the shelf, like on the door, and when she grabbed it, I don't know if she just grabbed it aggressively or just grabbed it in the way that she did, but it actually pulled the shelf out of the door. It's like those ones where you can adjust the heights on them. And then it
Yeah.
just comes crashing down to the floor. It breaks. And there was like a jar of jam. It kind of flew across the room because, jam jars are unbreakable apparently. And then there was a jar of relish and it like smashed open. So there's like pickled relish all over the floor. And she just like looks around and she goes, "Fuck relish." I'm like, "What are you coming after the relish for?" Golly. You're the one that broke the
Dude.
door. Relish hater.
Damn.
By the way, for those
Yeah,
of
I'm
you
definitely.
sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was going to say, you guys are on Spotify. If you occasionally hear some crinkling, I'm opening Pokemon cards because I'm a man baby. It's,
That's okay.
yeah, I want to find something good today. But,
If I had any good shops near me,
yeah,
like you do, that had the new set up early, I'd be sitting here being a man baby with you.
that's right. Well, I mean, I got online. I was going to try and get some packs out to the people, but nobody's interested in that. But that's a different story for a different time. What's going on with Vanilla Ice? I feel like I've been hearing his name a lot lately.
Dude, so I was, just scrolling around the internet, and I noticed Vanilla Ice put out a new song.
It's a new song, so he wasn't like redoing
Yeah.
a song. Oh, okay.
No, it's a new song. I'm trying to remember who it was with. Was it? I don't think it was Jelly Roll. It might have been. I don't know, but it was.
Roll?
Yeah, one of those new artists from this. No, no, no. You know that dude who's got real famous on TikTok? He's like the greatness or whatever. He goes and like gives servers these hundreds of dollar tips and all that stuff.
Sounds familiar. I know a few
I've
people
seen him
do
on
that.
TikTok.
Yeah.
Did not know that he was a rapper,
Okay.
but that's who Vanilla Ice did this song with.
Bust out a new track with him. Okay.
And I saw it and I was like, Vanilla Ice is back? And it took me directly back to our time at Collecticon,
Talk
where we
about
saw
man babies here. Yep.
where we yeah, right, where we went to go look at Pokemon cards.
Yep.
But
Flew
we
all
saw
the way
Vanilla
down to
Ice.
Florida to get a townhome to go look at Pokemon cards all day.
Man, you had it easy. You flew. I drove like 8 hours to
That's
go look
true.
at Pokemon cards.
That's true. You and Travis both drove.
Yeah, but man, I was sitting there watching this music video, and I'm like, honestly, I like it more because I've seen him live.
Yeah. Man, that was like a perfect like idea or like understanding of getting old. Like for a while I was like, yeah, sure, I'm getting old and whatever. If I fall down it hurts more. If I have a couple beers it takes me a little longer to recover. But when he was playing and I was standing in line and it was pushing bass so hard on my chest that I thought I was going to have a heart attack looking for Pokemon cards, I was like, yep, my age is definitely catching up with me. I can't even hang at the Vanilla Ice concert anymore.
I'm gonna be honest, man. When he played, the producer,
Yeah.
people mixing were worse than it was when we were 16 playing music, man. We were better at it than they are.
I would agree.
That was horrible. You could barely hear any of the. You could hear him, and then it was just bass. There was
Yep.
no doom 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 doom. It was just like, oh.
What's that song? Got a Caesar alt art. Oh, you can't see it.
I can't even see
I
it.
don't want to do that every time either. I'll show you after.
Is it?
It's pretty
Yeah, I
sick.
just need-
That's pretty cool art.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Amy was making yesterday or that wasn't yesterday either. Man, my days are really mixed. So that was what it was. It was the day that she was making "Marry Me" chicken. So if you have seen this on TikTok or not, definitely worth looking up. "Marry Me" chicken. It's like cheesy, like an olive oily kind. So it's like an oily, cheesy, yummy, spicy, but not spicy. Really savory. It's got a bit of. I feel like that guy that does like the fragrance reviews. And he's like, aqua. Freshness. Do you know what I'm talking about? Anyway, sorry.
Yes.
I'm like on another one again. But anyway, so it has like sun-dried tomatoes in it, man, and it is banging. I love it. And so I guess she specifically said she didn't want any chicken. So I was like, well, why don't you try making it with shrimp? And she's like, yeah, I can do that. So she went and she got like a pound of, whatever, 20, 40, 30, 40. I don't know what the different shrimp sizes are. But when she got home, she was like, oh, like they are... they have the what's up?
I'm just saying, I did not understand the notes where you talked about shrimp. I was like, where the hell is this coming from? And now it just like hit me, and I'm like, oh.
Oh yeah. So she got the ones like they were peeled, but they were not deveined,
Deveined.
and they did not have the tail removed. So she's going through and she's taking all the tails out, and then she's like, I don't think this is deveined either. And I was like, what do you mean? And then she's like, look. And then like she shows, and you can see the vein running through there. And she's like, is that okay to eat? And I was like, I mean, yeah, you can, or you can just, you can cut it out. And then so my favorite wife phrase of the week is, let's eat some poop. Like she just said it with like all the confidence in the world. Let's eat some poop.
Did you eat the poop?
We ate the poop. I Googled it first, and I was like, hey, is it okay to eat the poop? And then, it said you run the risk of a bacterial infection. Just kidding. No, it didn't say any of that. But what it did say was, that it might make it a little bit gritty, add a little bit of texture to it. And that makes sense because it's mostly sand and stuff. Oh, sweet. Little Pidgey alternate art as well.
Oh, I love that card.
Yeah. Okay, so you have seen that one.
Yes.
It's like Safari Zone up in here.
Mm-hmm. So, side note here.
Yeah.
Was Marry Me Chicken better with Marry Me Poopy Shrimp?
So, I'm really big on the sauce and I'm big on the tomatoes. So, like, I think that no matter what you put in there, as long as it acts as a vessel for said sauce, it's probably going to be good either way. So,
and then second question, what do you call it if you're already married to the person who cooked it? Like, it's too damn late.
Yeah,
Renew your vows chicken?
Yeah, exactly. Renew your vows chicken. Probably like I screwed up chicken or something like that. You save it for like, whenever you need to apologize for them. But no, that wasn't the case this time. So
what is it when you like,
consolation chicken?
Women want that like the new band or whatever is like a certain year mark you get the new band.
I don't know what year it is. But yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But is that like get me a new band chicken?
Yeah, must be. I mean, I don't know that it's that good to where I'm going to drop that kind of coin on it, but it was.
Pokemon cards.
You said what?
While we open Pokemon cards, I don't know if I want to spend the money on that, but
I skipped. To be fair, I skipped the last set, so
yeah, me and you both.
I don't know what like prompted me to go get this one, but.
Because as much as you want to trash on Charizard,
yeah, exactly. I mean,
when a set has it in there,
well,
you're gonna go buy the set.
It also has Tyranitar though, so I was kind of looking for it. But I think we're walking away from our niche. The dads are gonna be like, "What are they talking about?" Some of them will.
You could be a dad and like Pokemon as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Ooh, I know many dads.
They got Egbert in this set because it's a Togekiss. So I know that we. So in order to not forget our stuff, most of this is kind of freeballed. Most of this is free form. I guess I'm thinking about not wearing underwear. And sometimes though we want to make sure that we know what we're going to talk about. So we like have this list of just like refreshers and reminders and stuff like this. And this one's been sitting for a little bit. Are you wanting to get into Philadelphia World Fair and all that, or do you want to talk some more dad stuff first?
We can dabble in it. We can dabble in it a little bit.
I have no clue at all what it is, so I'm just gonna keep ripping and sipping, and I'm gonna listen up.
Well, it's gonna be pretty short and sweet because if you get into the whole Tartaria thing, we could really be sitting here for 3 or 4 hours. Okay. I mean, that's a long form thing.
Okay.
But I know that I specifically brought up to you the whole like Philadelphia World's Fair.
Yeah.
And it was in 1876, I believe.
Okay.
And the whole thing about it is, and I mean, I've shown you the picture. You've seen the picture.
Yeah.
Of this building that was like 21 acres.
Yep. Huge.
And they said they built it in a year. And it was a temporary building meant to like show off modern technology. Bro, it was 1876. What are they building this shit with horse and carriage?
Yeah, it's not very modern.
21 acres, and it was an ornate building.
Yeah.
So it really kind of brings the question up here.
Yeah.
And of course, all the world's fairs were all the same architecture and all that kind of stuff. And a good many of them, the buildings didn't get disassembled. They got burnt down in mysterious fires. You know what I mean? Like, but it prompts the question here, like, are we living in the remnants of a far more technologically, what's the word I'm looking for here?
Advanced civilization.
Yes, or technology advanced sound civilization.
That's a good question.
And then the World's Fair thing with these buildings that were all burned down mysteriously, just of course. Or they were told They told everybody they were temporary, built in a year. Bullshit, built in a year. It takes 4 years to build an NFL stadium.
Right. Something don't add up.
No, but yeah, it's like I mean that kind of dives into could dive into several different theories, but the whole Tartaria thing is a big one. People like to talk about the mud floods, which I've listened to a lot of it, but can't really pinpoint enough to talk somewhat educated about it.
Sure, sure. Well, I'll add that
But
to. I always add a little to the podcast on Spotify. I always add like a little, yes or no kind of poll at the end. So I'll add that on there, and then down below, feel free to answer. Do you think that we're living in the remnants of a more advanced society, or is this the first pass through? It'll just be a yes or no, and then feel free to comment down below what your thoughts are. So I'm interested to hear what people think, and then I think that yeah, for sure, we'll just dedicate one time. Let's do just a whole one on that. That's cool.
I'm with it, man. I mean, it would take
A
a
couple.
couple hours. Yeah, it's the whole thing.
Man,
There's so much information on it.
heck yeah, that sounds awesome. I haven't hit squat yet. This is depressing. I'm not a fan of this set. We need to come up with a name for it. Obsidian Flames. I'll come up with a punny name for it, but so. Back on the big thing that we typically talk about, the dad stuff, I'd sent you a link on a video for digital footprinting.
Yes.
That's a big topic that I'm really interested in, like, talking about, and I think that it's, worth us. Poppy, full art. I think that may be an alternate. She's sitting on that Cooper Raja or whatever that little elephant guy's name is.
Kaparaja?
There you go. Kaparaja. I said Cooper Raja. So, yeah, basically the premise of the video, for those listening, is they took a family who had, videos and pictures of their daughter uploaded to their social media. And I believe this was in Denmark. I want to say it was Danish. And they take the video of the daughter and the pictures, and they use AI or artificial intelligence to age the daughter, so to make her, what she would look like as an adult. And then they, with the videos, she was talking in them. So they were able to also use AI to age and emulate what her voice would sound like as an adult. And then they made a scenario to where she was, doing less than savory things. So like in today's culture, that would be something like starting an OnlyFans for distribution of adult content, or just straight up using her picture and likelihood to sign up for different things or to buy things that would require some sort of visual representation of a person. And like, what's crazy about that is like none of that is far-fetched at all. And you can see even the people and the families not knowing what their daughter was going to look like as an adult or what she was going to sound like still had this emotional attachment to it, because I think that you probably do know, like I have a good idea of what my son's probably going to look like when he gets older. I know that didn't do any good because I already said it at that point, but just know, or we'll
I've done
break
it
legs. And then also, like, I have, maybe a good idea of what he would sound like as well. And I think that if you were to see it and visualize it, and then even though it's made up at that point and, created by some algorithm, there's an emotional attachment to it for sure. I've been very specific initially about where he gets uploaded and where, no freaking way. Sorry. I got the Gita alt. And I love Gita. You remember her? The black-haired trainer?
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty sure this is the alt.
I think it is, too. And I think that's one of the more pricey cards in that set.
Yeah, and since it's pre-release, I may be able to secure the bag early but I also really want to keep it.
As soon as this podcast's over,
yeah, exactly.
Here comes
eBay.
CJ to eBay.
eBay. Man, that's awesome. But yeah, so I mean, those are my thoughts on it. Like, it's intimidating. It's scary. I used, goodness, now I can't think of the name for it, but I used the software. It's 11 Labs, I believe. And that's the one where I was literally able to go in and record myself talking for 1 minute, which is just as sketchy, right? Because you and I do this every week. Somebody could just set a microphone right up next to it, take a minute from it, and then you can put everything on there. You can set inflection, you can set cadence, you can set how fast or how slow they talk. So tempo, you can add or detract personality from it. And you can just have it say anything and whatever you want it to say. So like as a joke, I had it say some, kind of silly stuff just to mess with Amy. And, she's like, oh my God, it sounds just like you. And then I had it read the first passage from Moby Dick. I can't remember what it is, but I mean, it's a very familiar passage. And when I said it, or when I typed it and it said it, the first time, it was like, so-and-so and so-and-so with so-and-so and so-and-so. So it's very monotone. So now I was like, add some inflection, add some, I think they call it humanity. And then seriously, Josh, this thing was like, I'll read something off of here. So, okay, first time it read it, right? It was like, digital rewards may differ from physical products shown, available on mobile, tablet, and desktop. Sounded like that. So I'm like, crank the humanity up to like 80%. And it was like, digital rewards, may differ from physical products shown. It's available on mobile tab. It added words. It added non-verbals like ums and hms and little pauses, dude. And I felt like I was listening to myself on a recording. It was freaking creepy.
Dude, that's terrifying. I know,
Incredibly.
like, I can't remember if it was YouTube or TikTok, but it was just like, I don't know how it came across as like up and coming rapper.
Yeah.
And he uses things like that, programs like that, to where it's like it uses like clips from like the Joe Rogan Experience.
Mm-hmm.
And it has like Joe Rogan in a natural setting talking about how he found this rapper and he's just the shit and blah blah blah.
Using it for advertisements.
Yeah.
That's
and then
genius.
It was he used like Donald Trump in one, a bunch of them. And the flow and the cadence was
creepy,
about
right?
perfect.
We're going to have
Joe
to go
Rogan
on there.
And Trump.
We're going to have to go on there and do that. Be like, yeah, one of my friends' podcasts, Dadonomics, those guys are great, Joe Rogan said it.
Dude,
man.
That's your next mission. Make Rogan talk about us.
I mean, honestly, though, back to the thing that I said about the digital footprinting, if you take the time to look... Oh, that scared me. Thought that was the Charizard. If you take the time to look, like, people are making straight up AI people. And one example is people are making these perfect, and I put in quotations because the only perfect woman is my wife. But they're making these virtually perfect women. And
you had to use that voice.
Yeah, you know it. They're making these virtually perfect women, and then they're making like OnlyFans for them. And then people are buying it. They're like, oh, and like it's funny too, if you see the actual like Instagram profiles, the comments down below are like, oh my God, you're so beautiful. Please be mine. I will fly
People
you.
really be doing anything to make some money these days, bro.
Dude, I'm saying. And then the people are just down bad because like we've come to be a society where like everybody's value is determined by their looks. It's all at face value. It's all at surface value. It's all saying, hey, I can determine what people I want to surround myself with and have in my life just by one picture. That's nuts, dude. As a society, we are collapsing rapidly because of that.
We're collapsing rapidly because of many things.
Sure, that's true.
But the internet is number one.
Mm-hmm. I would agree with
Social media was the downfall, period. Which is why I love not having it.
Yeah.
Minus, of course, TikTok and this. If you consider this social media.
Yeah.
This.
Yeah. I think I'm going to go down that path again of getting back off. I was off for a while and then I got back on just for various reasons. But yeah, it's time for another break because the stuff that you see day in and day out, it's just, it's depressing.
I tell people all the time, man, like taking a break from social media is great. Just getting off. And hell, I've been on my break for, it's been a couple years.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
And I've had moments where it's like when we started the podcast, I was like, man, I can get on my Instagram and get a lot more people to listen to this. But then I'm like, I really don't want to get on my Instagram.
Exactly.
I don't even have the desire to get on there, even if it's for advertisement reasons or whatever. And then as far as Facebook goes, I haven't been on Facebook since college.
Yeah. I
Like
got on
Facebook
mine.
had just started
Yeah.
when
I
I was in college. MySpace was coming to the end. Facebook was coming in. I got a
MySpace.
Facebook, and then I got off of it. It's probably been 10 years.
Yeah, that was a good call. I use Facebook for marketplace, and then like just because of its existence, I'll see things every now and again, and I'm just like, why did I get back on this stupid
I
app?
use my wife's Facebook for Marketplace.
I need to
I
go
want to
back
see
to
what's
doing
going on
that.
Marketplace.
I need to go back to doing that, but a lot of times she'll be like if I ask her to post something or monitor something, then she's like, oh, you can do it, or something like that, and so. But I mean, yeah, that's kind of my big piece for why a lot of people ask too, like, oh, I want to see your son. How's he doing? How's he growing? And I'll be like, well, if you're curious, just text me because I really don't feel like putting it on social media if I don't have to.
If you're
So,
curious, bring your ass to my house.
well, that too, and that kind of that makes me think about. So my stepdad was in town the other day. He just texted me randomly. He's like, "What's for dinner?" And I was like, "You tell me, man. You in town?" He's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Okay, cool. Come through." So went out to dinner with him and my son, and like I was like, I'll let him sit next to you. That way you guys can catch up. He didn't want anything to do with it. And I was like, you got to come around a little more often. You can't just so.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's challenging. We live in
Yeah.
different states and such, but like if you want that quality relationship, I'm not going to drive down, every 2 weeks for it. So
Yeah, that's the distance is the hard part.
yeah, absolutely.
On top of that, gas be expensive, bro.
It do be
For
expensive.
instance, as you can tell by my current setup, I'm on a mobile podcast.
Mobile podcast.
Yeah, I've got my sister and brother-in-law and everybody out of town, so I'm watching their house and their dogs. And this week, I've been driving around my brother-in-law's truck, and that thing is huge, and it also gets about 6 miles to the gallon. Speaking of
Yeah.
gas being expensive, oh my god! Like, now, granted, you know me, I've always driven small cars. I mean, I had the Cressida back in the day,
Yeah,
the
boy.
Corolla, Honda Civic, my Mustang. Now I'm in this truck that's literally 8 times the size of anything I've driven.
Yep.
And I get on the interstate, dude. It's great. I don't even have to go speed limit. People still get the hell out the way.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, with that truck, definitely. That's
Yeah, it's
it's
awesome.
but it goes one of two ways, and it's funny because I know last week was the one time where we decided to really talk about people driving and everything. But I drove before I got the Tesla. I was driving a Ram 1500. You remember the big blue Betty, and
Yep.
it was either yes, everybody got the hell out of your way, or tiny little smart cars or little Kia toaster box cars were the ones that would pull out in front of you going 15 miles an hour slower. And you're like, bro, I will literally fossilize you if like we were to come to actually hitting you. People have no
I haven't run into
sense.
that yet, but I'll be here watching their house and driving this truck until Thursday. So there is still plenty of chances.
There's still an opportunity to experience the true idiocracy that
If you're in
is
South Carolina and you see a massive truck driving down the road,
pull out in
that's your
front of me.
chance to pull in front of me.
Yeah. Oh man. So I got this cool Palafin too. I think that may be another cool one, but I'm gonna have to look these
I'm
up.
in the mood for making pancakes in the road.
That's right. That's right. I'm gonna make room for it. So, but going further into kind of like the AI being used to potentially cause negative effects on kids and their families and stuff like that. It's also like it's the new catfishing too, right? So bold glamour. You see that filter a lot on TikTok.
Oh God, yeah.
So like when you see that, you're like, that person's face literally looks perfect. And most filters, if you actually like put the filter on, and let's say it is like a full face makeup one, well, when you go like this, for those listening, I'm waving my hand in front of my face. So when you go like this, you'll see the filter kind of like layer onto the hand or kind of move. And then you're like, okay, yeah, this is a filter. It looks like crap. Next time you're sitting on TikTok, pull up bold glamour and then do that with that filter. Because what's going to happen, it doesn't do it. And the reason being is it is using some sort. Some people are saying it's AI. I don't want to say that and then get fact checked. We always have to have that disclaimer in our podcast where we understand we're probably going to get fact checked for something. But I've been told that it is an algorithmic programming that actually takes your face, puts all the little points on it, and then masks to your face so you're able to go like this. Now, if you cover, 90% of your face, you're going to see your normal face behind it, but that filter is not going to layer onto your hand. It's just going to go away for a moment. Then you move your hand again, and then you're back on bold glamour. So the problem with that is with how seamless it is and how you can have if it weren't for TikTok saying on the bottom which filters were applied to the videos, I mean, that is ultimate catfishing opportunity right there.
But at the same time, if you record a TikTok, you could when you post a TikTok, it saves to your phone,
True.
like to your camera as well, and it'll say TikTok on it, but it will not tell you what filters were used. So you can definitely take that, crop out the TikTok, put it on Instagram or whatever, Facebook,
make it your profile
and it
picture.
Just looks like that's just you.
And then all the comments down below are gonna be like slay or be mine, let me fly you to Romania to be my wife. So, I mean,
very specific.
Yeah, I know. I have not been asked to fly to Romania to be somebody's wife. But so I think also, but what's so weird about it though is it's not like they just do that to be like, oh, I tried this filter. It's like if you scroll through, let's say you find somebody's content you like, and then you're looking at their page, and every single one is bold glamour, then it's like, okay, but what do you actually look like? Like, if you were to become, somewhat pseudo famous or whatever, let's say you were like a Pokemon content creator, like, you and I did for a little while, and then we went to go meet our fans, and then we're like, it's me, and they'd be like, no, the fuck it isn't. You're not bold glamored up. So I don't understand that. I mean, maybe it's a confidence thing, maybe it's the attention they get after having that filter on, and it's not just females, it's males and females. Everybody's doing it. Everybody's using this filter, and there's more that are being made and coming out that are utilizing the same technology, which is just, at what point are we going to actually know what each other looks like? Who knows?
The only people you're really going to have a firm grasp on are people that you see in person. That's it. You can't trust anything on the internet.
I mean, even this, honestly, because I don't know how to explain it, but okay, so in the image that you're looking at of me, you would think that because this is my face, this is the right side of my body, right? This is my right hand. No, this is my left. And even mirrored, I look different.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine me caking a filter on every day. You're never going to know. Except maybe the mustache.
Yeah, and put the creep stash on the mic.
Have to. I was on military orders all last week, so the only thing I was authorized to do is have my little stash, and I was like, let's do it. Bring the stash back. So I know I was wanting to talk about this last week because this was news last week. I tried to be current on events, but we got so carried away with randomness. Oh, you know what? And before I forget too, I went to empty out the trash can today because I was going to put these beautiful packs of Pokemon card trash in there. By the way,
you just emptied it today?
Yeah. By the way, all 36 packs are gone. And there's some cool stuff, but anyway, so I was going to put all the trash in there while I was opening these. And so I emptied it, and because it had filled up with paper and trash and all this other stuff, and then it was wet, and I was like, ugh, why is this wet? And I had a bottle of whiskey that I finished, actually, or not whiskey, sorry, Dr. Pepper that I finished on our last podcast, and I was like, well, I mean, that didn't spill, it wasn't empty, so I get up and I look, and I was like, oh, it's red, and it's vinegar. That's friggin' chamoy pickle juice.
Yeah, it's from your mukbang content.
Yeah. So where was I going? Oh, so the story that I wanted to talk about last week was really cool. It was in Dallas. It was in Texas. So a lot of cool stuff comes out of Dallas. Well, not Dallas per se, but Texas. And it makes me want to move there more and more every day. I've lived in 2 different cities in Texas, and every time I leave them, I want to go back. So haven't been able to talk the wife into it yet. But anyway, so this one was a breakfast with dads, and they needed 50 dads, which is sad, right? You have to think that there's at least 50 kids in that school who don't have dads. And so they wanted to just do a call to arms, call to action to the local community to get 50 dads to come out and just sit with these young kids and just kind of, give them a positive role model to sit there and talk to just while you have a breakfast. Just to have some level of, I don't want to say normalcy and cause any ruckus, but you know what I mean. Like, families need their dads. So 50 didn't show up though. 600 did. So that was solid. I was really excited to see that.
Yeah.
And that would have been something I would have done. Like if I was, if that was something in my community, yeah, absolutely. I'd go sit there and have some pancakes with, some family and just, talk about, what we talk about on here. Dad stuff.
Not everything.
Not everything. They're like, hey, fake dad, could you pass the syrup? Have you heard of Tartaria?
Or doing your mukbang content in the school.
Yeah, hand me that pancake.
Oh, God.
Oh, God is right. Oh, man. But
Jeez.
Yeah,
Jeez, dude.
I'm kind of blown away. I know you were saying you got sick, and I had gotten that cough, and I had gotten that sore throat, and I lost my voice and all that. I was surprised it didn't get worse. Wife was walking around the house. Like, okay, so kid had
breaking stuff.
RSV. Yeah, she's throwing stuff around. Kid had RSV. She tested positive for the flu, and she's going like into the bedroom. I'm sitting on the couch just watching TV, minding my own business. For the most part, she isolated herself to the couch during the evening and before she knew what she had, so that like we could try and minimize, so that if she got like way down for the count, I could, primarily parent and go to work and all that stuff. And so she's like going into the bedroom to get something, and I'm over here thinking, okay, the bedroom is a safe place. That's the place where none of the germs are. Of course, she's free to go and pass in and out. That's okay. I don't necessarily want her to hang out on the bed, sneezing all over the bed. But like she goes to reach to open the door, and she's like, and like coughs all in her hand, and then grabs the door and opens up the door. I'm like, are you kidding me? How are you gonna cough in your hand and just get your germs all over the doorknob? So I don't know. I think
spreading the infection.
Exactly. So I mean, I sprayed it with Lysol, so that could be part of why. But yeah, and I've always feel bad when I'm like, I don't want to hug you, I don't want to kiss you. Let's keep a little bit of space. But at the same time, like I want to make sure I'm able to go to work and provide and do all those sorts of things. So it's challenging trying to avoid the sickness.
See, that's why I was so confident, and that's why I haven't gotten sick in years, and I don't avoid any of that. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
You have COVID? Let's all three cuddle in the bed and watch a movie.
Yeah.
Go to sleep till tomorrow. Don't give a shit.
Well, I think
been like that for years, and then of course it's one time.
Yeah, of course. The one time
Not
you say
COVID.
it. I wonder
Not
if you
COVID,
had you probably got the flu through the phone. We talked about that.
You gave me the flu through the phone. We did talk about it.
You sat on the podcast with me, so you were in my general area for over an hour. No mask.
Look, this little. I mean, I had the.
You got the pop filter.
Yeah, I had the pop filter, man. Come on.
So funny.
This is about as effective as the mask, though, I guess.
So, go ahead.
Dude, exciting news on the dad front.
Okay.
On the parenting front in general.
All right.
So, I'm not at the house as of now. You've been going about every day, but today worked, and then this. My wife called. My daughter is like this close to potty trained.
Nice.
End of the day. So like, apparently she walked up to my wife and said, "I need a diaper."
That's cool.
And my wife was like, "You need to go to the bathroom?" She was like, "Yeah." Sat her on the toilet. She pooped, bro.
Nice.
In the toilet.
So that's
just
funny.
Like that.
So she asked about the diaper so she could poop in it.
Yeah. And then a little bit later on, she told her she had to go to the bathroom again. She peed.
Nice.
And then right before this podcast, actually, my wife was like, yeah, she even came back up to me and said she wanted to go again.
That's awesome.
And she went again. I was like, holy shit. Because, I mean, we've been trying for a little while, and it just doesn't seem to work. Like,
right.
She likes to go sit on the toilet, but not do anything. She just wants to play with toilet paper. I mean, it's like her thing. I don't really know why.
That's not that different from us sitting on there and looking at memes. So
That's fair. But today was the first day where she actually like went to the bathroom in a toilet, and it's like, oh man, does that mean my little girl's gonna be out of diapers soon?
That's awesome.
No, it's not.
What? Why not?
She needs to quit fucking growing up.
Oh, yeah, we talked about that. That's the hardest and the easiest part of it, right?
Yeah.
Or the best and the
I mean, it's
worst.
fantastic. You know, there's like she's learning something. She's getting so big, but at the same time, it's like
You want her to rely on you for something.
I just want her to be 18 pounds again,
Oh,
and just small, just
yeah.
little baby.
That's been,
Now,
yeah.
now she runs around like a psychopath, and now she poops in toilets.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Well, I mean, she could just be running around like a psychopath and just like taking a crap on the carpet. I mean, and still not be 18 pounds.
It's a major concern. Pooping on the
So,
carpet thing.
yeah. So, I mean, that's like the one of the things that makes me curious about having a second one. And like when I think about like if we want to or not, is because I don't think that we ever really got the experience of like the tiny baby. Like I have like two pictures
Oh,
with my little dude where he's like small enough to hold and then just immediately mutant baby. And everybody's always like, "Oh, look at how big he's gotten. Is he 3? Is he?" And I'm like, his birthday's coming up. They're like, "Oh, is he about to be 4?" I'm like, "No, he's not." So, it's crazy, man. So, I mean, that's one of my things, but Amy and
yeah,
I
little dude
had
is huge.
yeah, we had a conversation today that I may have with you offline, and then we can determine if we'll have this conversation online. But as to a reason on why she may want to hold off and just have the one, mostly having to do with how crazy the world's gotten, but why in specific, I was like very interested to hear her say that and be like, wow,
Well, now I'm very interested.
I know, but it's a dangerous topic to discuss. So just
We'll
put
talk
it,
about it offline, and then maybe bring it in next week if we
yeah.
deem it.
Yeah, which we won't. It won't come back. Sorry, fans. Sorry, listeners. But all that to say, like that subset of what is taking place in the world has affected my wife so heavily that it's made her consider not having a second child. That is crazy. And there may be a point in time where we get enough followers and listeners to where we can go back on years of ambiguity or months or however long it takes us to get to how many subscribers, and then we'll talk about it. But I did want to talk a little bit about your friend. I marked on here, I thought we would do like a rapid fire of Glock 20's comment
Oh
requests.
gosh, his comments.
What a strange man, and he's awesome for it.
Well, he told me he listens to every one of these,
And
and he
that's
was at my
awesome.
house. We were drinking, chatting, and he was like, "Bro, I'd listen to y'all talk about Tupperware. I don't give a shit." And I was like,
Yep.
"Hell yeah, dude! I appreciate it." I believe one of the topics is Tupperware.
Yep. I've got 4 of them on here. We could start with reusable Tupperware. Tupperware is a scam. That's all I have to say. I'm buying off-brand all day long. I go on Amazon and I get a 20-pack of bento boxes for like $16. It'll be at my house in less than 48 hours. How do you like them apples? I'm not paying for Tupperware.
Just use the lunch meat packets when you're done with them. You know what I'm saying? The lunch meat that comes in the
Yep.
little Tupperware
Yep.
containers.
Yep.
Man, rip the ham sign off that shit. Tupperware.
That's right. I do wonder what it's like though to like have a name that's so big that you pioneer a whole like subset of like businesses. What would be
Well, it's
another
like
one?
Q-tip.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. That's a good one. Tissue.
They're
Tissue
cotton
is a good
swabs,
one.
bro.
Or no. Kleenex. Kleenex is a good one because people be like, "Hey, hand me the Kleenex. I need to blow my nose." Be like, "Oh, you want the tissues?"
Mm-hmm.
So, and then yeah. He also mentioned furries. I'm gonna leave that one alone. I feel like that's almost a protected class.
They're getting close to it, I guess. I
know.
don't really know.
And I don't want to make that
But
prediction because it was kind of like you said with the fight thing. You know, your Josh's key phrase, mark my words. But I made a prediction about 4 years ago on what is now very, very close to becoming a protected class. And when I said it,
They'll never be a protected class.
I still do not know. I still think there's a high likelihood they will be protected. And when I said that then, they were like, no, this won't happen. And so much lackadaisical behavior has been directed towards them. They now have a different name for what they are. Anyway.
You know what? I'm about to say that topic's not even off topic. That's not off base for this podcast.
Okay.
Politically correct or not, I don't give a shit.
Okay.
It's called Dadonomics.
Dads protect their kids.
What is it? Maps?
Maps.
What the fuck do they call them?
Maps.
Oh, God.
You know, and it's so funny that you knew exactly what I was talking about.
Yeah, I knew what you were talking about, dude. God. They have a flag, bro. A flag.
Yeah, that's insane to me. And I don't think that's hate speech. I just think that's... I mean,
there's hate speech in the sense of you could be...
It's a crime. So it doesn't matter if it's hate speech. It's a fucking crime.
That's what I'm saying. So, I mean, yes, there is hate speech when it comes to, we'll say, protected groups.
Yep. That
we all recognize as the groups they are. It's all good.
Mm-hmm.
Not a problem. It's a state and federal problem to be in the MAPS community, okay? So it's not hate speech to tell them to go fuck themselves. It's not. Sorry.
Well, I will say this. I still think that that's going to be a protected class at some point in time. When that is, I don't know. But I wish I had more freedom to say what I wanted to say about certain things. I have slight limitations.
If they become a protected class, there's only 2 states in this union that we moved to.
Which ones?
Texas and Florida.
That's right.
It's death penalty in Florida right now. And let's be real here. Texas.
That's right. So, well, there you go, Glock 20. That's what I have to say about furries. Took a weird segue. And then, so next up on the docket is competitive air hockey. I don't know anything about that, so I'll need you to enlighten me. Send me a link, and we'll talk about it next time, unless you know about something.
Look, I do not, but I do think one very entertaining podcast would be to have him on.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, he's at my house pretty regularly.
Frequently
him
enough.
And his wife are over all the time. Yeah.
Bring him on. And then, so the last one that he put on here, Sam's Club all beef hot dogs. Nothing but love here, bro. I swear. Like, if you're going to go to Sam's Club and you know you're going to be walking around for a while, nothing sets the mood better than a little aperitif of a freaking Sam's Club. What is it? $1.29 glizzy. Yep. I will wear the title of Glizzy Gladiator very proudly if it's a Sam's Club's dog. These things are so good.
Glizzy Gladiator.
No shame. The Glizzy Gladiator, the Glizzy Gobbler, the Gandhi of Glizzies.
From this point on, Caleb already dubbed me the Deathcore Professor, and I have fully dived into that title on TikTok. Now the Glizzy Gladiator, and I want nothing but hot dog content on a daily basis.
And you know, your wife said that she was ready for more mukbang, so next week I'm bringing the dogs. I have a big ass jar of the relish got murdered, remember? But I got a big ass jar of kraut in my fridge that is just begging to be slurped on by the Glizzy Gladiator.
It's going to be the Deathcore Professor from Dadonomics and the Glizzy Gladiator from Dadonomics.
I mean, it had to happen. I mean, I've had so many like meat themed nicknames for my, self-diagnosed meat nicknames over the years. So
yeah. Every gamer tag you've ever had has been some sort of meat related.
So yeah, it's time for the Glizzy Gladiator. But so
I swear, dude, if I open TikTok tomorrow at any point and you have posted a Glizzy Gladiator TikTok, I would be so happy.
I need to go pick up some glizzies, and then start making that a thing. So, but that's funny. So I think this is a typo. It says Tic Tac playing video. I think we're writing TikTok, talking about that motherfucker is not real. That was pretty good.
What?
Right? The girl on the plane. Is that what you were talking
I
about on
don't
here on
know.
the list? Maybe not.
No, no, that
But,
thing we talked about that already.
oh, maybe I just copied it. So,
Yeah,
I'll scroll down a
I don't
little.
know what noise you made though, because it's like my headset picked
That,
it up, but then
that
that
motherfucker is not real.
okay, it picked it up there pretty good, but it like broke it up. Like the pitch you hit was like too much for
That
these.
motherfucker. Maybe I just, yeah. I'm seeing where I'm getting close to the red line. And so this is actually something I was talking about. So there's another dad that I work with on the military base. His name's Josh, too. So that's going to be super confusing when we bring him on. But he does like really good accents. And I was like, I need you to come on because I can't do my accents right now because of my voice fading. Um, that, you hear how it's cutting out? So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we're going to need him here. But sorry, back to the topics. The next one. Now
We've
this.
we've branched off the topics so bad in this
Yeah.
podcast.
So this is like nanoeconomics, right? Because this has to deal with my household. And though we don't talk about economics, nothing said I can't talk about the nanos. So, anywho, it keeps redlining on me. Sorry, I'm yelling. I keep going. I get my haircut. I'm not like you. I don't got that every week haircut money. But I get my haircut like once a month,
You see me?
looking like a caveman. And I'm looking
I'm two
pretty
weeks. I'm
cleaned
two
up.
weeks deep right now. Look at this.
Oh, man. So,
I got a text from my barber yesterday. He asked me how I was doing.
that's right. He's like, come
He
on.
knows.
Scooter, was that his name?
Yep.
Okay. Good memory. See, my memory's come back, and that's a topic I want to talk with you about too. My memory has been weird lately. But so I pay, I don't know. I think it's like it's $30 now. So I don't know how much you pay your guy, but like when I first met my lady here, it was $20, and then like within like a year, it went up to 25. So I was like, maybe it just been, years of having been $20, and now she's gone up to
What cost of
25.
living?
Yeah, of course. But then, like with COVID and all that stuff, she was actually, coming to people's houses, going to the neighborhoods and stuff, doing haircuts there. And then she went back to the salon. And then with just the way the market itself has shifted, now she's $30 a haircut. So, you throw a 20% tip on there, you're at $36 a cut. So you're getting your haircut. I get my haircut a minimum 10 times a year because I do it every month that I have like a military drill. And 2 of those, I don't have like I don't have one. So some months I just don't go in. So I just don't get my haircut unless I'm just looking straight up crazy. Then I'll go in and get another one. Or Amy will tell me I look like an Italian, which I don't even know what the fuck that means. But maybe it's the
Yeah, I'm not
olive
following.
olive skin tone, perhaps. So I go. So at that rate, $30, 20% tip, $36. Please don't shame me if 20% is not a good enough tip. Instead, just leave a comment and say, "Hey, man, maybe give your girl 25." She does a good job. But anyway, so 36, 10 of those a year, that's $360. Like, I mean, that's that's a couple boxes of Pokemon cards. So I am used to paying that. I understand that. I was like, hey, let me get my kid's haircut. He doesn't have a ton of hair, so maybe it's less. It's $25 a haircut. So that is less, which is fair. And then, like, I was talking to someone, I was like, that's crazy. I'm not paying $25 a haircut for my kid. They're like, we have to understand, like, kids are a different challenge, too. Maybe less hair, but they're moving around. Like, they don't know you. Like, she has to hold the clippers next to his head for a second so he knows, it's okay. You can sit still. But even still, he's watching her. So she's trying to cut, and he's like, like giving the side eye. So
Weird human.
yeah. So I went on Amazon and I bought a set of clippers and some scissors and some combs and a little spray bottle, and I got him a little, little smock or cape or whatever you want to call it, and a little brush to brush off the little hair. And I got my son, like, he's hooked up, man. He's got a little salon now. So
He was looking fresh.
thank you. So yeah, you saw those pics. I thought I sent them to you. So yeah, so I gave him his first haircut, and then subsequently a week later I gave him a second haircut to kind of fix up the sides that I had a little bit of, like when I was trying to do it, I was like, I don't want to cut it in lower because then it might look weird. And then when he went to sleep, you could see the excess, so like I went back and recut it. And man, like, yeah, it looks really good. But what was funny is like the second day, you know how if you go to like some of these barbers, and since your barber comes to your house, you get to have that experience too. There's nothing like getting your hair cut while you're having a nice glass of Dr. Pepper. So
Correct.
yeah, I've been to a couple of these like nice fancy places around here where it's like $55 or $60 for a haircut, but you're getting a $20 glass of Dr. Pepper. You're getting like the hot towel, you're getting the whole experience. So I like blended some fresh watermelon into like a fresh watermelon juice and strained it out. And I gave him his little glass of freshly squeezed watermelon juice and like put his little cape on. I was like, and like wrapped it around, got him all lined up. Man, it was like a whole experience. So I gotta get him a little hot towel, and so
Got them all lined up.
yeah, I did. I got them all lined up. But like, what was funny about it is like, then I went back and I thought about it. I was like, well, I spent like 12, and I didn't even spend that much because I'm always bitching on Amazon, so I'm always getting these $5 credits. But I bought like a $12 or $13 set of clippers, and they're like color coordinated. They're for kids. They're quiet. And I got a little $5 credit, so I paid like $7. And then I paid, I think, $8.99 for his little smock thing. So I'm like $22, $23 in with some other stuff because I got the spray bottle we got from like Dollar Tree or something like that.
Yeah.
So I'm all that in. I've done giving him 2 cuts. So $50 plus tip, $25. Give him a cut every 2 weeks. I'm going to get him on that Leo Messi cut regimen.
Oh, he got that. That everyday haircut money.
Everyday haircut money. That's what the little dude has.
Man, you gonna start getting to the point where you're gonna cut your own hair?
No, I watched some, and I thought about that too. So obviously it's already on the search history. I went and I looked, and like as simple as it is in theory, I was like watching. Yeah, I was like, no, there's no way. I'll get out of here looking like damn Cletus. I'll be taking my sideburns, all the way up to past my ear right here, looking like Sling Blade. Talking about there ain't no gas in it. So I was like, I'm gonna pass on that. And the guy's like, too. I mean, he admitted he's like, expect to sit in front of the mirror for an hour if you're gonna cut your own hair. And I'm like, I don't have time for that. So,
well, people who really got into cutting their own hair, it was around COVID, so they didn't have to see anybody. They just if they messed their shit up, they just sat in their house by themselves anyways. They're like,
that's true.
Might look like Cletus, but it's all good.
There's another guy I work with, and I just sent him the link yesterday, so like maybe he'll hear this, and then he's probably gonna think I'm making fun of him. But he had this. He said that during COVID he found this thing called like I think he says called a flooby. Does that sound familiar? But I guess it's like this like fucking cone, like a dog that got neutered, that like goes around your neck and like scoops up, and then he like goes through this like attachment on like a vacuum from like the 70s.
Oh God!
It just, just and like sucks it all up, and then like, so I was like, I mean, I don't think I got to see any of his haircuts that did it, but I don't think that even if it was, designed to be that convenient, that I would be bothering with that. So
no, I was scrolling through TikTok the other day, and this lady, oh my God. I mean, they're happy, so that's all that matters.
That's right.
those animal vacuums for your like the dogs.
Uh-huh.
And it has like the clippers on it with the vacuum.
Yeah.
And it's meant to like groom your animals. You cut your animal's hair with it.
Yep.
Bro, she has one. She cuts her dog's hair with it.
Uh-huh.
And then when her husband needs his haircut, he sits down and she uses the damn dog clippers with the vacuum on it, and she just cuts his hair.
That's awesome.
She's like, she had a whole TikTok. She was like, it's so convenient because we don't have to sweep or anything. It's great. And then he's like, I get my hair cut all the time. I'm like, dude.
And he's like,
dude.
It's like scratching himself.
I mean, there's that. I mean, let's. I get it. Some people don't really care. They just go the one guard, get it done.
Nah, man.
I'm telling you. My wife came at me. She was like, "Here's the vacuum clippers. You go ahead and use these."
Hell no.
Nah, bro. No. I made the mistake when I was younger of just taking some clippers because you get drunk or whatever, and you're like, just cut my hair.
Yep.
Oh God, you end up like a little mini fro for a little while, like trying to get to where your hair gets long enough to lay back down in the direction.
Yep. No, 100%. I know exactly.
But she was like,
about.
I recommend this to everybody. This is the best way to cut hair. I'm like, no, my barber would disagree.
Yeah. No, that's rough. God. Well, I'm gonna keep getting my hair cut at the lady, and then I'll keep cutting little dude's hair, and then maybe if he gets old enough one day, maybe he can cut mine. But that's gonna be a little ways off. But so
I'll go find it on Amazon, bro. I'll find the animal vacuum clippers for you.
Yeah, I want to find the thing that my buddy was talking about. See, I want to say it was called like Fluby or something like that. I don't know what you.
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up too.
I
I'm
just got a
curious.
I just got a text message from my wife that said, "Oh wait, what? What is she talking about? That wasn't me." It said, "I don't know what you ate, but the master bathroom reeks. I can't even use the bathroom. I've been in here for the last hour." Oh
Well, I say
man.
we've been doing a podcast
Yeah.
for an hour.
Yeah, that wasn't me. But so there was one other thing I wrote on here that's kind of I wanted to see what your thoughts were on this. So I guess like going okay, so people still go to the DMV, right? But like when I go, or actually I don't even go anymore, as a matter of fact. So well no, okay, no, DMV and tag office are separate. So
Yeah.
tag office, I'll get the thing in the mail and it's like, hey, you can do everything from your computer, you pay a $1 fee, and then we'll just mail the tag to you. So, but whenever I do have to like go in for a new tag on like a vehicle, or if I get like a new vehicle, sold a vehicle, I know that when I got my veteran tag, I had to switch out and I had to go in person because you have to bring documentation and stuff. How come I sit in a line of 7 or 8 people that are there doing a renewal that they could have done online for $1? Maybe the dollar is that valuable, but the time aspect of it to me seems like I wouldn't want to do that. And then another prime example right away is like we went into T-Mobile to get new phones and people were coming in to pay their bill.
And paying.
Paying for their bill
You
in
know,
person. I'm like, you can do it from your phone.
this sounds crazy this day and age,
Yeah.
but I do in fact still know some people who just don't have bank accounts. I've
Really?
had friends who I've had to set up their first bank account with them to show them how to do it.
And they had cell
And
phones?
we're talking people in their 30s.
And they had cell phones and like had phone
Yeah.
accounts? That's crazy.
Mhm.
So like the phone company's
And
just like, yeah, we trust you.
they go in and, well, no, usually they're on somebody else's account and they just
Ah,
pay them.
that's fair.
Yeah. But yeah, no bank accounts, no nothing. And then of course, like, I mean, yeah, T-Mobile's a little different, but well, I think they have prepaid plans at T-Mobile and Verizon just like anything else as well, though.
Yeah. I mean, you can do
So you
okay.
can pay by cash.
Okay, so those you don't. Okay, that makes sense. But like these people
Yeah, I
clearly
mean,
have accounts.
no, I mean with prepaid stuff, you can still pay online.
Yeah, that makes
It's
sense.
just some people still, for some reason, which I mean, hey, we're both upstanding citizens, so there are plenty of people in this world who are not and do not want a paper trail.
That's valid. That's valid. So, or people that don't trust banks that are
Yeah,
still
that's far and few between these days because nobody can trust cash anymore. They want this to be a cashless society. Hell,
Right.
if you got cash in your bed right now, you might want to go ahead and reconsider because in a couple of years they might not accept cash.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, that's all. Yeah. There's a lot of programming going on with that too, with like tap to pay,
Oh yeah.
the biometrics for payment.
Oh
So I
yeah.
sound like a kid's beer.
I mean, hey, we don't talk about economics or money here, but silver.
Yeah.
Instead of cash under your mattress, like your grandparents did.
Yeah. And I have
If you want
actually,
some under your mattress, maybe get some silver.
I had seen that. Like, I always thought that was just like a dramatization or like a joke, but I had an uncle who straight up had just cash in the mattress. I was like, whoa. I was really tempted to, grab some, but
what do you do if your house burns down? You have all this cash in your mattress, bro.
true.
At
Yeah.
least buy a safe, a flame-resistant safe.
Yeah, and put it all in there. That's a good point. Because, yeah, you never know. But,
I mean, people have a hard time breaking into your safe in your mattress, too. That's all I'm saying.
yeah. Have you ever been to Gatlinburg?
Oh, yeah, many times.
So I've never actually been. Amy used to go as a kid. A lot of my friends have gone. It's not terribly far from where I live. So we were planning on just going up for like a weekend or something like that. And so to find things to do, my wife found a Facebook group called like Gatlinburg Things to Do or Places to Eat or something like that. And whenever she sees something that's interesting, she'll share it with me and then be like, hey, do you want to check this out? And I'll be like, yeah, that sounds cool. Or no, that sounds lame, whatever. And so I'm just kind of scrolling through there looking for ideas. And I see a lady that asked the group, they were like, hey, my husband, myself, and my 4-month-old, keep this in mind because that's important to the story. My 4-month-old are all coming to visit Gatlinburg for this week. and we want to do some cool stuff while we're there. And they're like, is there anybody that lives in Gatlinburg that can watch our 4-month-old baby while we go ziplining for the day? Your response is very similar to mine was as I was reading it. How do you have a child that's only 4 months old and trust a completely random stranger on the internet to be like, hey, watch my kid?
The 4-month-old part is irrelevant.
Right.
How do you just trust a random stranger from the internet in a city
right
you don't live in?
Right. So much wrong with it. Luckily, the group did not disappoint. She was flamed by 95% of the people, myself included. So, but
you got in there?
Yeah, I got in there. I said something, along the lines of, the comment section passed the vibe check, like, what is wrong with you? Effectively. But, like, seriously, like, how? I mean, like I said, our little dude being as old and as big as he is, like, I'm not going to, no. I'm just going to not go ziplining.
He's getting close to Tyson Fury size. Knocking people out in no time.
He'll just beat the shit out of a map. But right, like, there's no way you would do that. Man. There's no way your wife would do that. There's no way my wife would do that. Like, no. I just, like, I put together, like, a small sample size of, like, people that I know. So I'm like, okay, let's take, like, me, Josh, another one of my friends in the neighborhood, a couple of coworkers, and ask all 20 of these people, would you do this? And guess how many said yes? 0. So, like, what?
Yeah.
That's a decent sample size, too. Like, who wants to go ziplining that bad that you're going to leave your little infant with Chester?
Those are the same people still going to pay their bills in person.
Yep. Just generalized psychopath.
Oh, God.
I was at a loss. So, but I mean, if people are doing that, then it makes sense why people are doing a goddamn casket wrap. You know what that is?
No, but it sounds ridiculous.
You can probably guess from what it says, right? People are dying. Everybody dies. They're getting put in their caskets before they're getting lowered into the ground. And as if they were a damn Lamborghini, they're wrapping their caskets with vinyl wraps with tributes of their lives. It's like Lil Tito, and he's like, on the one I saw, it's like Lil something, Lil Beans, Lil Gizmo, whatever his name was. And he was he was fanning out his cash, like they do in their pictures. What looked like maybe $270. Lil Gizmo. And the saddest part about it is it's like 1998 to 2017, It's like, damn, man. Lil Gizmo's only 19, fanning out his allowance. And we're wrapping his casket in, oh my gosh. And like, the comments there pass the vibe check.
That's the greatest thing I've ever heard in my life, though. And don't be surprised. My final wishes.
Wrap my casket.
I want my casket wrapped. It's gonna say some dumb shit. I mean, let's say the least dumb thing it can say, which is still stupid, is he caught them all, and it's just a shitload of Pokemon all over my casket.
And like you have a photoshopped Ash hat on.
That's the best possible outcome. It could get way worse.
Oh my gosh.
Or I'll take Lil Gizmos and I'll have $270 fanned out.
This is like gang. It's just.
I'm gonna take the picture in the next few days.
Yeah, for your casket.
Way, no matter what age I die, if I'm 95 when I die, there'll be a picture of 32-year-old me fanned out $270 like Lil Gizmo.
That's right. No, you don't even need to fan out $270. You need to grab a couple of your alt-arts and be like, yo, squad, holding like a pistol in the other hand.
Yeah, when I get home, don't be surprised if you get that picture. I'll tell you to hold on to it.
Hell yeah. Remember when I sent you that picture of like all my wrapped up cards that I was sending off, and I was like holding one? I'm like,
best picture.
It's so good. I need that to be.
This is the best picture I've ever received.
Yeah, I need that to be like you know how you need like a thumbnail picture for these videos that we never actually put together, but I need that to be this.
Oh, dude, that is that was one of the best pictures I've ever received.
It was
That
pretty
shit
good.
was hilarious. I mean, bunch of cellophane wrap Pokemon cards like an AR-15.
And I think I had two
Some
$1
lost
bills.
money.
Yeah, just like a couple loose $1 bills. Like I went to the world's saddest strip club. Oh man, that's excellent. But hey,
Oh
it
god,
had
that
to be
was such a
done,
good
man. I,
picture.
I had to flex on them. There was no other option. So, well,
Oh
man,
lord.
I know we're coming up on like where we normally head out. We're at about an hour and 10 minutes. Is there anything else you wanted to jump into today? There was a couple other notes in here. We can save them for next week, or we can jump into it.
We'll save them for next week
Cool.
due to the fact that we were so late getting this one up,
Yeah,
thanks to many
both of us.
things.
Yeah,
Yesterday we were hoping to record, but the storm kind of knocked the power out where I'm at.
I'm surprised
But
it didn't happen again.
dude, I am so happy it didn't happen again. Now, granted, it's been storming since we've been doing this, and one of the dogs, because I have to keep them separate because they hate each other. These two bitches are catty. Um, one of them has been sitting on my feet, and I'm telling you, I think my face is getting red because I'm hot as hell.
Yeah.
Cause there's no fan in this room,
Oh
and
man,
this little damn furry chow has been sitting on my feet
that's
for
funny.
an hour.
Hey, he's safe with you.
But shit.
Shoot. That's right.
No, she's good. She's the one that hangs out with me most of the time because she's also the here she is anxiety ridden
Yep.
crazy thing.
I love it. Mine are like that too. So, well, like we said in the beginning, we really appreciate the support. We are close to 100 followers on YouTube. We hit some double-digit numbers on the Spotify, so we are very appreciative for both of those efforts you guys have all put forth. As always, comment down below. Let us know what you guys want to talk about. Mash the like button, mash the subscribe button, and then hit that little bell. Go ding ding. That way you know when the next one's coming. And as always, we thank you for sharing your evening, morning, day, whatever it is with us. Looking forward to the next one. Until next time.
Lil Gizmo out.